So you're thinking of moving to the St. George, Utah area. In this video, we're going to check out Washington City's Cotton Festival celebration, and if you stick around until the end, I'll tell you about the special guest we had this year. Hi, I'm Shari Harris with Fathom Realty. I get phone calls and emails all the time from people looking to move to this area. And they're always asking, like, what is there to do with our family, or what is it like to live here? So I thought it'd be awesome to share with you the Cotton Festival that they do in Washington City, so you can kind of get a feel for our small town ways, I guess you could say. So the reason we call it the Cotton Festival is because the original settlers, they came here because of the warmer climate to grow cotton. Many of them had lived in like warmer areas of the US and had grown cotton before. So they came out here, and this Washington City is where they did most of the cotton growing, but they had so many struggles. It was so hard here with the clay soils here and not a lot of water, and so having to do the irrigation for it. And anyway, it was a real battle, and a lot of the people gave up and left. And then they sent more people, and I think there was original like 20 families or something that had stuck with it. So anyway, so kind of that's how the city began, was the people who came here to grow cotton. It didn't really succeed here, so we don't really grow cotton here. The only time I ever see it is some of the historic buildings. They, especially there's one in Santa Clara, they have some cotton there. If you go there for a tour, they'll show you the cotton plant. So it's just more of to show that they did it. It's not produced here and shipped off or used that way. Anyway, so that's the behind the name. So how they celebrate is it's kind of almost a week-long celebration with different things in the evenings, entertainment in the parks. And I have to say, their parks here are so awesome. They have all these beautiful mature trees, and so it's so well shaded. And also having it in April also means the weather is nicer. A lot of the cities do it in the heat of the summer, early fall, and it can be kind of miserable. Whereas this has been pretty pleasant, other than we do get over 300 days of sunshine. But once you know, movie night in the park was super windy and rain, and I actually don't even know if they held it, because in the end I was so cold I did not want to brave it. So I don't know if it happened this year, but usually they have a movie in the park one night. And like I said, the concerts, and then Saturday, which is the main event. It starts out early in the morning with a 5K and breakfast, a historical tour by the mayor. And today we jumped in towards the end of breakfast, and it was so good. Like big fluffy pancakes, sausage, and eggs. They just did an incredible job. And we got breakfast just before the parade started. A lot of people were done, so there was a table right there, sat down, and we could see the parade route, and there was a playground right there. So we enjoyed our breakfast, and then the kids ran around on the playground. As we were watching the parade, they kind of went back and forth between watching the parade and running all over the playground. So that was fun. And then I just loved like the chocolate. Not all parades have chocolate because it gets too hot as the year goes on, when different cities have their celebrations. So I love that this one's early enough in the year that it's a little bit cooler and we could have chocolate in our parade. Also, when I'm talking about this parade, if all you've ever seen really is like, you know, parades at Disneyland and on TV, the Rose Parade or the Thanksgiving Parade, you may be disappointed. My husband grew up with that kind of thing, so he's always like, what is this? So I'd love to hear what your parade is like where you live. Here, it feels like it's, you know, kind of celebrating a lot of the businesses. So I learned about a lot of businesses that I didn't know existed. So there's their logos or banners across their trailers, their trucks, their cars. There's also always the city royalty. They're usually the only like actually decorated float, and some royalty have like kind of the decorated float. Others are in fancy cars or fancy trucks. Also, this is a time to see all of those like old classic cars, which they have a car show. So a lot of the cars actually go through the parade and then go park over at the car show. So you see a lot of that. We have some horses, and then tractors. Lots of tractors are in the parade. So that's kind of unique, I guess. I noticed a lot more tractors in this city than in others, and I think that's because they have the tractor pull. So I really didn't know what a tractor pull is, and so I actually went to the tractor pull today, and I still don't know quite how to describe it. They had lots of different tractors, quite old actually. I'm impressed they're still running. And then they had something really big, heavy, I don't even know what you call it, that they were pulling. And they were seeing how far all these different tractors could pull this big, heavy thing. And then they had different rounds. And I don't know if they were increasing the weight or what exactly. But so it was just fun. A lot of farmers, bringing their tractors. I could see like a lot of people were really into it. I think maybe it was going over my head on some of the things. But anyway, so they have the tractor pull. So that's why we have so many tractors in our parade. Anyway, and after the parade, we went and enjoyed the booths. They had all kinds of fun, like sourdough bread and jewelry and fresh berries and some wood carvings. Stuff that had been sewn or crocheted. They had sack races for the kids. And then they had a fun kids area where it was a quarter ticket and they could do different things. Like my girls made cotton dolls, which I thought was kind of fun. So they made cotton dolls, and then they also did, like the fishing pond thing where they actually had a bucket on the end of the fishing pole and filled it with so much my kids felt they were super excited when all the stuff just kept coming out of the bucket. So they did that. They had face painting, a few other things. Anyway, fun little things for the kids to do there. And then they also had bouncy houses. So lots of fun for the kids to run around and play. And it just has that safe small town feel where the kids can just kind of run around and play. I just find it so much fun to get together with the community and just celebrate our heritage. And just enjoy being together, and love that all the towns around here have their own special days that are celebrating their heritage and that's specific to them, and then do a lot of similar events, but they each have their own little twist on it. And as promised, I was going to tell you who our special guest was this year. And it was Eric Dowdle. He painted another puzzle, and it's for Washington City. So, of course, I had to get one of those. We love to do puzzles, so super excited to do that. He was there to sign our puzzles and just chat. He's such a fun, nice guy. He worked with the city's youth council on this puzzle. So what a great experience for the youth of Washington City to be a part of creating this puzzle. If you're familiar with his puzzles, they have like a little sheet in there, and it tells you kind of the history and the different people in the puzzle. And it's fun to like see faces of people you actually know and to learn more of like their history and involvement in the community. It's a fun little touch to kind of celebrate our heritage here in Washington City. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you have any questions, all my contact information is below. I'll talk to you soon. The original settlers here came here to grow cotton. They were sent here because it had the warmer climate. Actually came here to grow cotton with the warmer climate. Why do I want? We're sent here to grow cotton because of the warmer climate. Why is that so hard to say? So, take 50. Came to grow cotton because of the warmer climate. And now I can't keep going because I finally said it right. Okay.